Very excited, very happy for our football team and our kids. I thought they battled, they scratched, they clawed. Wasn't pretty, by no means. But when we come here and win, that doesn't happen very often. And won the state championship 2 years in a row. Feels very good. All the football teams, we see we had a lot of problems, but I thought our defense played unbelievable. I thought that was one of the best defensive performances I've been around in my coaching time in 22 years, considering the way we were struggling on the opposite side of the ball. Our special teams contributed very well. I thought we punted the ball extremely well. Very disappointing we had that one penalty where we could have set up a score and got that third score. We had a great return by Greg when he finally did get one. But very tough week on our kids. Our kids had a hard time getting over that one last week. Thought we did in the middle of the week pretty good, prepared, got to where we had to go, and our kids battled and scratched and clawed and whatever, you can say whatever you want. Played good down here and lost, and we always played great on, as a team. But that's what a team does. When one side slacks, the other side picks it up, and very proud of what they did. I understand we got a lot of issues, but to come here and win, and that's a great accomplishment. It's a great accomplishment. Question.
Jimbo, how important was Mike Harris's interception right there? It seems like it's a different game if he doesn't come up with that turn.
Oh, it's huge. They were moving the ball. I mean, we got back down there and, just huge play of the game. I mean, whatever they did, that was the one drive that they got down there and did a great job. And the one thing we did do on offense, at least, was we struggled on the goal line. We found a way to punch it in. We found a way on third down and stuff to get it in the end zone. That's what we did. But that was huge. I mean, all this. And Greg's first touchdown, I mean, it set it up. Then Mike's, then Parks, and the other turnover. I mean, it was tremendous. It really was. You're here. You got to speak loud. I'm telling you, I can't hear.
It seemed like they were testing your secondary and you guys made a big play.
Oh, they did because they couldn't. The game was like ours. We couldn't block them, and they really couldn't block us. So in turn, when you're on offense, you can't control the line of scrimmage. You say throw intermediate passes, throw all those things, but you can't sit there and read all this stuff. The things you got to do is play action, max up, throw it deep, or try to do it that way. And that's what they were trying to do in the one-on-one situations. But kind of got down that neither group could block each other. I mean that's basically what it got down to.
The way your defense was playing, did that change how you were calling the game offensively?
Well, it did a little bit. I mean, and then we missed the field goal in the second half. We had it down, and we had the long. Well, the one play we did break, we broke the long touch. We had some quarterback runs, and we got going. And the second half, we started moving a little bit. Had the long touchdown run, and we got called back for a hold. It seems like when we did get a drive going, the other thing that killed us was holdings. I mean, when we did get to the first down, get some momentum, all of a sudden we get a hold, and it'd be 2nd and 20. And me as not. I didn't call that game as an offensive coordinator. As an offensive coordinator, you can get frustrated, you can get in it, but you have to call it the way the flow of the game's going as the head coach. We were controlling it. They were having a hard time scoring. If we didn't turn it over and do something stupid, which is the only way they did score, was the turnover we had, which is unbelievable. I mean, that's just the way it went. We just lost our sync, lost our what's going on offense, and but in the end, we've got to, and I'm not blaming on anybody. We just didn't block it. Make a long story short, couldn't block it. But it did have a barrier. I mean, trying to get it, but be smart at the same time. Because the object, in the end of the game, the object still win.
Jimbo, talk about what Sean Powell meant for you today.
Oh, it's huge. He has been all year. I keep saying, the guy probably our team MVP. When you get right down to it, I mean, I say that about him, but I mean, you could argue him to be the MVP of where we start. I mean, when teams start so backed up that much, on defense, it allows you, and it allows you to have a mistake or two because now they get to 30 or 40, and then you can regroup and do those things. I mean, the guy's invaluable. I mean, it really is.
Coach, Terrence Parks has had a rough year. How nice was it to see him make a play like that?
It really was. And you say that he has a rough year because he made a ton of plays. I mean, but calls, alignments, assignments in a team, it's not always the guy that makes the plays. There's guys back there that get you lined up, they get you in calls, they get you in rotations. There's more to it than ability to make a play. It's how it's not the 11 always the 11 best players. It's the best 11 on the field at the time, and he does a great job of that. And it was great to see him as a senior make that play.
As much as your defense dominated, was it a game where you were sitting there thinking one thing can happen and
oh yeah, you knew it because when it was 14-0, the object is to get to the 3-score plateau, and that was the frustrating thing. We missed the field goal, but on that return, we're down to the 23-yard line. On the punt return, and then you kick that field goal to make it 3 scores changes everything, man. 3 scores changes everything. Then, the next series, we break a 60-yard touchdown run by EJ. That puts you up 21-0. I mean, when it's 2 scores, you're 2 plays from losing. When it's 3 scores, that's the ability to get it, even if they get it back, and you still got another chance to. I mean, it's a huge difference in how you call the game, play the game, and that was the thing we were fighting for, and we couldn't get it. We were down there for, then got a late hit, got missed a field goal, it was a long field goal, and then break the touchdown run, get the hold. I mean, you're fighting to get that 3rd score. So hey, I watched it last week. That's the same thing we did last week. I mean, all you needed was 1 more score to get 2 last week, but we didn't.
Coach, is this the best your D-line has played all year?
It'd be up there. I mean, I don't know if it's the best. We've had some, but definitely is. And that's what I say. When you're a great team, you're great on defense, and that's where we're headed in that direction. We got a lot of problems we got to fix on offense. We got to get good up front there, but they played a pretty dominating performance. They had a pretty good game.
On the last touchdown, Tank Terry really made that happen.
Oh yeah, the pressure he had. Brandon got hurt in the game. Brandon was out second half, so Tank had to play, and Bjorn had to play, and that was a very physical football game. There was a lot of, we had 3 guys out with concussions, I think. Brandon and Kenny Shaw and somebody else. I think Carlos broke a wrist. There was some banging going on. That was a physical game. Tank played. He did a great 2 or 3 times. Had him down on the goal line. Tank played an outstanding game.
Jimbo, I think this is only the 3rd time in school history that Florida State's won the state title 2 years in a row. Just talk about the significance of that.
It is. Again, it goes back, and you always measure by your rivals. That's one of the things. That's one of the goals you have, and one of the important things you have to do. And very fortunate to have done it, and feel very fortunate. Hopefully, we can keep it going.
Where's the ability of your secondary to force turnovers? It hasn't happened a lot this season.
I can't.
The ability of your secondary to force turnovers wasn't big this season, but it came through the night. Your secondary doing that.
Well, you say secondary, they did, but also them front guys did. When you force turnovers, it's everybody. There's bad passes in time, but when you're getting constant pressure on the quarterback and you're hitting him, even if you're not sacking him, it affects the quarterback. There's a clock in his head. After he gets banged, he gets back again. He's saying, I'm holding him. Boy, I got to get rid of him. There's so many things that go into that, even when they don't sack him, that they get the interception. The constant pressure up front is the first thing, and then the secondary took advantage of the throws they had, and had a couple more, actually. Could have had a couple more. That's why a couple of guys were in there kicking themselves. They were mad, but they were tremendous in what they did.
What can this game do for the bowl, for just moving forward?
Well, I think it makes people jump out there at you, and another win over an SEC team, and wherever it moves us in the bowl, we know we'll be fortunate to go, but we know we got a lot of things we got to fix in that deal. But it also gives you some closure on the season. The thing that we always challenge our kids to do, and I told them, if you take anything from this program, take the ability to make decisions in your life and to finish what you started. No matter what, we didn't come out this season like we wanted to, but we still finished the season with a victory down here in Florida, and that was a very important thing after some disappointing losses during the year. And hopefully we'll learn from that and propel into the bowl game and into the offseason.
Coach, talk around Orlando as you play Notre Dame in the Champs Bowl.
I can't ever see it.
Talk around Orlando as you play Notre Dame in the Champs Bowl. Where are you on that?
I haven't heard anything. You could or you couldn't. I have no idea what we're doing. I have no idea what we're doing. And in the bowl, we'll get that, probably in the next week or so.
Would you welcome that matchup?
Yeah, bowl game. I welcome any matchup. I welcome any of them. There's a lot of great bowls out there. The Champs is a great one, Notre Dame. You have the Chick-fil-A, which is phenomenal, which we were at last year. There's other games. There's a bunch of them. There's some tremendous. We'll wait and see who wants us and where we want to go.
Coach, 2 more questions for Coach. At what point did you realize that you need to call a game more as a head coach than less as a coordinator?
Probably middle of the second quarter a little bit, and then the second half. We weren't trying to be conservative, but but the problem is, when you get second and 17, first and 10, you can be, and then you were missing some easy little twists up front that we normally block and do some things on, and I didn't want to put us at risk. You say hold the ball, throw it down the field, all of a sudden you're holding, you're not protected, you get hit from the blind side, you fumble, get the ball out. You just have to be smart, and it's frustrating as a coordinator, but the object is, but you got to win the game.
Talk about Freeman on the ground.
Back tightened up. His back tightened up, and it just cramped up. He just cramped up. His whole back and loosened. It's like your back locked up, and it was a bad problem. Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk about Freeman on the ground, the potential you see in him as a freshman?
Oh, I think he's going to be an outstanding player. I think he has all the things to be a really good football player. Work ethic and toughness and tenacity and all the things he has. He's got a chance to be a really